Today's video, we're going to continue off of identifying and being able to name the different angles of parallel lines and get into finding the measurements. Again, we're still going to use one or two equations. So again, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180, or is angle 1 equal to angle 2? Okay. I tell everybody, and the easiest way I found over the years of teaching is just to tell people to go with your gut. If they look like the same size, then mark them equal. If they don't look like the same size, add the two things together, make it equal 180. The closer your given angle, so like in question number 2, gets to gets to 90 degrees, the harder, right? Because like we can't tell. But for question 1, for example, I can see I'm given 110, so that's the same size, that's the same size, that's the same size. So question mark equals 110. Okay. And then what you could really essentially do is you could say, if you wanted to call this right, spot 1, spot 2, spot 3, spot 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and make references that way, you could. I'm going to tell you not to do that, because if I take this picture and I draw it like this, it's a new looking problem. All right. So on number 2, if I look here, 84 is less than 90. And I know this plus this has to be 180, right? Because if I eliminate this line right here, it's a straight line. So that tells me that this is 96. Well, what's cool about that being 96 is that I know this is 96. And I know this is 84. And this angle right here is also 96 because it's bigger. Then this is 96 because they're the same. And this is also a question mark. So the only two angles I've had is 96 and 84. So it must be 84. I'm going to skip 3 and 4 because if you can do 1 and 2, you can do 3 and 4. You may want to take the time to do them. If you do, for number 3, you'll get 111. For number 4, you'll get 80. If you want me to go work through them, let me know. Now, page 14, we're doing the same exact stuff. The same exact stuff. The only thing is, I bring in variables, okay? So number 1, very important here, I see this 90 degrees. Well, again, I know adjacent angles and parallel lines add up to be 180. So 90, because this right here is 90 by the symbol. So this is 90, that's 90. This is 90, this is 90, this is 90, this is 90. So I have to do 21x plus 6 equals 90. Get x by itself, so order of operations backwards and the opposite. So I have multiplication and addition. So PEMDAS says this is first, this is second. So I'm going to do it backwards and opposite. So I'm going to use division and subtraction. All right, what I mean by that is I'm going to take away 6 from both sides, and I get 21x equals 84. Right there was my subtraction. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 21. And x is equal to 4. If I lost you right there, it's okay, right? Because if we can get here, we're solving. Remember earlier in the year, I told you whenever you want to solve, you take what's on the left side of your equals, put it into its own y equals. You take what's on the right side of your equals, put it into its own y equals. Is going to give you some kind of graph. Your answer is the point of intersection, x, y, but we're only concerned about x. Okay, so per instructions it says solve for x. Solve for x. Highlighted in orange. Okay, and then find its angle measure. Okay, so it won't happy that we just found x. Now we also have to find this angle. Okay, well, we kind of found it setting up the equation. All right. In number 2, this is a small, that one's big. They're different. So if I label this one as angle 1, purple is angle 2. The relationship is that they add to equal 180. So x plus 109 plus x plus 89 equals 180. 2x plus 198 equals 180. And again, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to do it quicker, and I sometimes can do it quicker than putting it in Desmos, but I would use Desmos as a way to hopefully get the answer right more times than not. So 2x equals negative 18, divide both sides by 2, x equals negative 9. So does this work? If x is negative 9, then this is 100. If x is negative 9, then this is 80. So 100 plus 80 is in fact 180, so I believe that's correct. Okay, and then we're going to do the same things for 3 and 4, right? If they're the same size, set them equal to each other. If they're not the same size, add them together, make them equal 180.